Bienvenidos and welcome to another episode of Spain on a Fork. Today we're coming in with a humble Spanish recipe that dates back hundreds of years. A dish that hails from the beautiful province of Jaén, which is in the region of Andalucía. We're talking un revuelto con patatas y pimientos de Jaén. This dish is basically potatoes that you boil in salted water until they're just al dente. And then you finish them off in a fry pan with some extra virgin olive oil, bell peppers, onions, and garlic. And finally, you add in some eggs and mix it all together to make what I consider to be one of the best potato and egg dishes in the world. Folks, we're talking a ton of great flavors, super easy to make, and all done in a little over 30 minutes. This video is sponsored by Tienda.com. The Tienda is an online superstore focusing on selling all things Spain for your home and kitchen, and they've been around since 1996. And like I always tell you, they have the biggest selection of artisan Spanish ingredients like queso manchego, the famous jamón serrano and jamón ibérico, Marcona almonds, olives, the beautiful canned seafood from Spain, and all the spices you need, such as sweet smoked Spanish paprika, which we're going to be using in today's recipe, among so many other great ingredients. And let me tell you, when it comes to cookware, they have an amazing selection of authentic Spanish paella pans that range in size from 2 servings all the way up to 50 servings. And they even offer classic grilling systems, that way you can always perfectly cook your paella. Folks, visit Tienda.com, let them know Albert from Spain on a Fork sent you there, and make sure you use coupon code ONAFORK during checkout for 10% off your order. Alright, let's just dive right into this. I'm going to cut 3 medium-sized potatoes that have already been peeled, washed, and patted dry, each one to bite-sized pieces that are 1/2 inch, which is 1.25 centimeters. For this recipe, I'm using Yukon Golds, but you can use whatever potatoes you like. Then we'll add the chopped potatoes into a stock pot, and you want to make sure they're on a flat layer. And fill it with some water, just enough to barely cover the potatoes. Then we'll season generously with sea salt and heat it with a high heat. While the potatoes are cooking, let's get the rest of our ingredients ready. I'm going to start by roughly chopping 1 large onion. I'm using a typical yellow onion here, but you can also use red onions or even a sweet onion if you like. Then we'll cut 2 red bell peppers into bite-sized pieces. You can also use 1 red and 1 green bell pepper here if you prefer. And thinly slice 6 cloves of garlic. And we'll also crack in 6 large eggs into a bowl. I'm using cage-free organic eggs here, but you can use whatever eggs you like. But like I always tell you, recipes that are this simple, the higher the quality ingredients, the better the overall flavors. Then we'll season the eggs with sea salt and freshly cracked black pepper, and whisk them together until they're well mixed. Okay, let's move back to the potatoes. After about 15 minutes, they should be cooked just al dente. You know, you can always pierce them with a toothpick, and if it easily goes in there, but with some resistance, they are ready to go. And I tell you, you don't want to overboil the potatoes, otherwise they're going to break apart in the next stage of cooking. At this point, I'm going to remove the stock pot from the heat, drain the potatoes into a colander, and rinse them under some cold water. This is going to stop the potatoes from cooking. For the next step, I'm going to heat a large fry pan with a medium heat and add in 1/3 cup of extra virgin olive oil, which is 90 milliliters. Important to use the good stuff here. This is the base side of the dish and what truly makes a difference. You can get the Spanish one I'm using from Andalucía in the description box below. After a couple minutes, we'll add in the chopped onion, bell pepper, and sliced garlic. We'll mix the ingredients around, that way they're all coated in the olive oil. And since we cut the vegetables into larger pieces, you don't have to mix this continuously, but do it every minute or so, that way everything evenly sautés. After about 5 minutes, and the vegetables are lightly sautéed, we'll add in the boiled potatoes and season everything with sea salt and freshly cracked black pepper. And we'll give it a mix until everything's well mixed together. And once again, you don't have to mix this around continuously, but do it every 1 to 2 minutes, that way everything evenly sautés. After about 10 to 15 minutes, and the potatoes are lightly golden fried, I'm going to add in 1 teaspoon of sweet smoked Spanish paprika, which is 2.5 grams. And we'll give it a quick mix. And like I've told you in the past, when you're working with paprika in a hot pan, You want to mix it in there quickly, otherwise it can easily get a bitter flavor. Then we'll add in the whisked eggs. You want to make sure to evenly spread them all around. And lower the fire to a low-medium heat. And we're going to gently mix this continuously and go between 2 to 3 minutes until the eggs are just cooked through. Once the eggs are just cooked through, this dish is ready to go. I'm going to remove the pan from the heat and transfer some of the mixture into a serving dish. And for the final touch, we'll garnish with some fresh parsley. Check it out, un revuelto con patatas y pimientos de Jaén. Easy to make, simple, humble ingredients, and all done in a little over 30 minutes. Let's give this a try and see how it turned out. Once again, folks, un revuelto con patatas y pimientos de Jaén. This looks insane. Here we go. That right there is truly what the Spanish humble kitchen's all about. In a dish where less is more and the simple things are the best things. The potatoes are beautifully cooked. They just melt in your mouth, but they held their shape. The rest of the ingredients, that lift of goodness, and then those eggs, taking this to the very next level. Easy to make. Give it a try at home, either for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and always next to a crunchy baguette for the ultimate Spanish treat. Really quick before I go, a shout out to a couple of my patrons, Jordan Force, Kevin Moran, Holly Parker, and Rogelio Jr. Rivera. And guys, thank you so much for being patrons of Spain on a Fork. You know how much I appreciate you. Enjoyed today's video, hit that like button, leave me a comment below, and if you're not subscribed, don't forget to smash that subscribe button and click on the bell icon. That way you can get notified every time I release new content and to become a part of the Spain on a Fork family. Till the next time, hasta luego. It's a wrap. Another regional dish from the beautiful province of Jaén, where they're famously known for making some of the best olive oil in the world. I'm gonna go lock myself in the closet, eat this entire dish. Hasta luego.